What was it like? What was auditions like in LA?
Oh man, auditions in LA, which I think it's like here too. I don't know. There's on another level there. Like, I mean, all of the major studios film there, you know, so every show that you watch on TV, they've got like the background people that you don't even see. Like, I got to do a lot of background work there. They call them background actors. I was in like The Finder. I was in Westworld. I was in, but as, you know, as background people, I was like a body double for Vanessa Marcil. I did body double work for Daniela Alonso. But yeah, walking into an audition in LA is kind of eerie because you walk in and there's like a room like this just filled with people who look exactly like you. They're like, they want somebody with like, my look is considered ethnically ambiguous. So I could play somebody that's Italian or Middle Eastern or even Asian. You know, I've got the tan skin. And so you would walk in and you'd see all of these girls that are ethnically ambiguous, the dark hair, the builds are similar. And it's just like, oh, I'm actually, it makes you feel really insecure. So you have to be really, not just, because everybody that becomes a big fish in their small town goes to LA. So it's like everybody there's talented. Everyone there's gorgeous. Everyone there. So what else can I do? Right. I have to know people. And then I have to like knock it out of the park at my audition as well. So it was tough. I ended up doing some small projects. I think probably the thing that I remember the most, that I enjoyed the most, was I was in a like crime reenactment show. And I also did like some reality TV when I was there too. I was on a show called, what was it called? The Millionaire Matchmaker, which a lot of people know me for that one. That was fun, but it was like I got my first taste of like reality TV, and I was like, oh, it actually is really contrived. Like, it's a lot. But it was fun. LA was really fun. It was just hard. Like, I was going there with an intention to like, you know, do this as a career forever. But it was like, no, you actually have to be here a long time and work really hard. And I just don't think I had like the gall to stay there and suffer, because you do have to suffer. If you don't come from like, you know, privilege, then you suffer a little bit to get where you're going.
Oh, just to like live and get by every day. Yeah, for sure. But I love it still. Even with all that, I still go to LA. I still have friends there. My old roommate, who actually I knew from Texas, we're really good friends, and he's doing big things there. He's worked with like Warner Brothers. He's worked with Universal. He does video editing, but he's actually a filmmaker and has his own production company. So he gets contracted out now to work with these companies. Oh, okay. He's worked in like Miami, New York. And so he's really busy, and having him there and like knowing him all these years was like, it kept me there because we were like kind of like family. But I love going there. I love the geography. I love going hiking. I love the beaches. I love the people. I love the culture. They're really health conscious over there, a little more liberal than they are here. But not just political wise, in a lot of aspects, right? Like a lot of people are open-minded. I remember going crystal shopping and learning about like metaphysics in like 2013. And like no one was really doing that here in Texas when I left. And then by the time I came back, it started gaining popularity. And I noticed that a lot of things were like that, like fashion wise too, like things that you would see in New York or LA, they eventually made their way to like all of the other towns as well. So I like that it's progressive in a lot of ways. But yeah, I think you either love it or hate it there. Did you ever think about New York? Was there ever a time that you're like, I could probably make it there?
I did think of going to New York when I was really young, like when I was like, I mean, like 19 or 20, like my dream was to be like a ballerina. But that was one of those things. It's like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And everyone's like an astronaut. Like I wanted to be a ballerina. And I was like, if I could do anything, I'd be like a ballerina dancing the stages of Russia, you know? But yeah, I don't know. I just, I completely lost my train of thought. I was going with that.
Being a ballerina, growing up to be something.
What did you ask me? What was the question?
Oh, did you think about New York?
Yeah. So when I was in that stage of like wanting to be a ballerina and kind of like going through, I was on a semi-pro dance team here, called, I don't even remember, the Talents, I think it was called. And then I did, the Missions baseball team had like a short semester where they had, professional cheerleaders, and I was on that. And so during that time, I thought like, oh, I want to go to New York because that's the place for the arts, right? Like I just thought that's where I would go. But I wasn't really into like film acting quite yet. But I have been to New York and I do love it there. I just think that it's too cold.